Left brains, right brains, and both games. It's not an easy task. It's not an easy task to do. You need to withstand the strong, staying alive. Live with enough skill for your teammates to identify the 1970s disco hit. On your next turn, your partner draws a clue with his eyes closed, and you have to guess what it is. You might also find yourself spelling words backward in order to win a round. These art challenges are part of the whole brain board games that tries to satisfy the world's intellectual hunger. Appro- Appropriately called Canium. In November 1997, personal experience led Richard Tate to consider this new type of board game that, unlike popular uni-skill games, incorporates the variety um, of talents. On vacation with his wife and another couple, they found themselves stuck indoors on rainy afternoon and decided to pass the time with a board game. They first played Pictionary and Ted and his wife badly beat the other team. His competitors went short, revenge, and quickly challenged Victor's. Then the popular challenged Ted and his wife to a game of Scrabble. Ted admits his friends were the overwhelming victors then in the popular word game. I felt terrible and wondered why there wasn't a game where anyone that plays can have a chance to shine. Still a competitive, fun board game, but one where everyone can show what they are good at. Explains Ted. One Ted and his good friend with Alexander left their jobs at Microsoft. They vowed to jump any future opportunities to work together. So Ted approached Alexander to have him examine ex- examine the possibilities of producing a new port game. In only 9 short months, the two former Microsoft employees conceived, conceived a unique game that is designed to include something for everyone and took it to a market that had been craving something different. Once they decide to take the proverbial blank, they began conducting research to further develop the concept of their whole brain game. The two gathered as much knowledge as they could about the history of social games, comparing their findings against the criteria for Canyon. Their conclus- their conclusion was to develop a right brain game, but neither knew much about the hypothesis. So they began researching the field of electoral psychology. Ted and Alexander would soon discover Harvard. Harvard University researcher named Howard Gardner, whose the- theory of multiple intelligences postulates that there are 8 core competencies where people show intelligence, such as linguistic, mathematical, interpersonal, or spatial. We thought it was a really rich framework to try to base the game design on. So we built up from Wagner's work, explained Alexander. The two inventors the two inventors identified a number of occupations that people might pursue if they are gifted in one of Gardner's intelligences. They then broke down the findings into subject matters or areas of interest that those same people would be exceptionally strong in, ensuring each player their moment to shine. After about 3 months of research, Alexander and Tess realized the novelty of their approach to the board game market. In total, they had come up with 14 different activities, each one innovative in its own right. One such example is Scrambled Sculptorette. As the name suggests, this activity requires players to sculpt clothes from clay while their teammates what they are sculpting, bringing out and the try in the most major orders. The dues, the dues commitment to research and quality design took them through 10 different cadmium clay recipes and multiple sands before settling on a purple, citrus smelling clay that posts the long shelf life. Let's say that customers often email from them for more of the stuff because they like it so much. Next, they decide open for unique groups of question cards, including creative cat, which feature free scraping and drawing activities that later had, which focuses on trivial woodworm, which includes vocabulary-based questions, and star performer first featuring performance-based activities. It is the team with the best combination of these skills that eventually wins the game. Cadmium avoids play dynamics that allow one group to overwhelm another by limiting each team to one task before passing the turn to the next player. This says this is just one example of hundreds of game dynamics they fine-tuned throughout the playtest. But he adds there was your constant throughout the testing period. people were having a good time. We originally started with a much broader reason than just a board game. Explains test. He says they look at the 1980s and how the heart was so heavily emphasized in conjunction with good health. He thinks that the brain is going to be the organ of focus for the new millennium, and we would like to be the company that's at the forefront of providing fun things to do with your brain to keep it happy and healthy. This stress this strategy has made Canium a standout among its competitors in board game industry in as there simply is no other game and offers such a large variety and activities. Today, the Pairs main challenge is building the Canium brand name and test out to potential TV shows as well as new Canium products in the distant future.